South African unemployment crisis. FF Plus links high rates to ANC policies, calls for reforms. By Satori News. As South Africa grapples with soaring unemployment rates, multiple political parties voice their concerns, with the Freedom Front Plus, FF Plus, spotlighting the African National Congress, ACE policy, as a principal factor exacerbating the situation. The latest data from Statistics South Africa indicates a troubling rise in the national unemployment rate, which spiked to 33.5% in the latest quarter, leaving approximately 8.4 million South Africans jobless. The FF Plus sternly criticizes what they consider discriminatory labor policies championed by the ANC, including the Black Economic Empowerment, BEE, and Affirmative Action, AA, initiatives. They contend that these measures are counterproductive, hindering economic growth in the labor sector. According to the FF Plus, it is imperative for the ANC to urgently revise its approach and scrap policies that allegedly contribute to economic downtrends and job scarcity. This issue has attracted fresh scrutiny following the implementation of the Employment Equity Amendment Bill of 2020, signed into law by President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2023. The legislation aims to set equity targets to boost racial equality in the business sector. While intended to advance previously marginalized Black South Africans post-apartheid, critics argue that its application is yielding adverse effects on the current economic landscape. In the wake of these alarming figures, other political entities, such as the ANC Youth League, NYL, and the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, are also expressing serious concerns. The ANCYL points to the spike in unemployment as evidence of a deep-seated national crisis, particularly impacting the country's youth who face marked joblessness and economic isolation. They call upon companies in South Africa to prioritize the employment of local citizens over foreign nationals, hoping to rectify the disproportionate toll on young South Africans. The EFF chimes in, declaring the current unemployment rate a damning indictment of systemic failures. They argue that meaningful job creation can only be achieved through vigorous economic growth, advocating for a more aggressive approach toward economic reform. With diverse political factions aligning on the urgency of the matter, the overarching consensus is clear. South Africa must undertake serious policy reforms to address unemployment. The FF Plus is particularly insistent about the need to revise existing labor laws, suggesting that modifications could unshackle the private sector and stimulate job creation. This perspective adds another layer to the discourse on how South Africa's government can tackle unemployment and foster a more inclusive, thriving economy. As the country confronts a combination of economic challenges and structural inequalities, the road ahead seems to necessitate a balancing act between remedying historical injustices and adapting policies to better serve the current socio-economic landscape. While the debate over solutions continues, it is evident that the need for action is urgent, as the lives and livelihoods of millions of South Africans hang in the balance. Thank you for choosing Satori News.